Hi, my name is Cameron Carlson with AnimeOnLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2017 with Mr. Rob Mungle. How you doing?
I'm doing great. This has been a great weekend. Great to be here.
All right, we love it. So, it's been about a year since the last time I got to chat with you. It was right here at Ohayocon 2016. How have you been?
Fantastic. Still doing anime, still coming out to the cons, enjoying all this great stuff, enjoying the guys. It's a lot of fun.
I haven't been here the last 2 years you were here, but it's finally nice to meet you. I've been writing all your questions for you, so it's nice to finally meet you. So what's it like being here with your buddies Sam and Slade? And I didn't know Miss Kiki would be along, but what's it like being here with all three of them and doing stand-up and panels? What's it like just having the whole crew together at one big location?
This is worlds colliding. Generally, it's I do the comedy world, and I have the Whiskey Brother world, I have the anime world. Now they're all colliding here in Ohayocon, and this has been a lot of fun because they've never been to a con before. Yeah. And so they're getting introduced to all this stuff and all this kind of activity, and then to be able to come in and do the Whiskey Brothers and do the stand-up portion, it's just been a lot of fun.
I mean, last night was great, so it was great to learn some of the history of that and everything. So this year, you're being honored, again, as we talked about at the Ohayocon Roast. What was it like having those three and then Mr. John Swayze roast you? I mean, it was, such fantastic work by all the people.
It was a lot of fun. They say you only roast the ones you love, but I think they just kind of like me. I'm sort of like, because it was kind of brutal. It was fun.
We work on Excel Shaga, which just so happens to have that Mr. Shinsei Watanabe is here this weekend. What's it like working on that show and then having him here to talk about, I worked on some of your shows and stuff.
I did an autograph session with him together, and I didn't know he had done Excel Saga. Yeah, because I hadn't met him yet, and so we're sitting down, and somebody comes up with an Excel Saga thing, and they go to him first, and then I go, hey, I'm in that. And he goes, yeah, I created. Yeah, through his translator. Yeah, I created it. I was like, oh my God. So we got to talking for about 10 minutes, and I actually autographed some of his stuff because he was like, oh, you're the Pedro. He goes, and so it was a lot of fun. It was interesting. I never met somebody, because I do all the English translation. We never meet the creators. Right, yeah, and so it was very interesting to finally do that.
Pedro is an interesting character, I must say.
Right.
With you, it also makes it more interesting. So you happen to be in the cult hit Space Captain Harlock. How is it being in that, knowing that it's one of those classic shows that, the older generation anime fans from the 70s and 80s have now imparted to the generation of the 90s and 2000s, and now into the even younger generation? I mean, it's one of those weird shows where it just kind of keeps going. It's has themes and ideas that are from the 80s, but it's continued on. How is it like to be part of that?
It's great to be part of the history, because I've been doing voice work since '95.
Yeah.
So I've been through a lot of these different intignations. Intignations, that's a word. We'll make it up. Yeah, whatever. But it's interesting to be part of the different generations of anime, and to be in such a legendary or historic one like that. It's just an honor to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, I personally haven't had to watch it, but I try to keep my history. I try to keep my history on it.
I'll tell you, it's the prettiest one I've ever done. Okay. The new Harlock, it looks great, and so it's one of the best looking ones I've ever done.
Awesome. Alrighty, and I'm just gonna wrap that up on the mic. Okay. You were also in Les Chevaliers d'Aon over at ADV. It's a weird look at European history. So what was it like to work on that? Well, I mean, because you introduce, in the show you introduce real-world characters that have real weight on history, and then they say, no, we're going to go have fun with it, So what was it like working on the show? We've interviewed several of your cast members. So what was it like just working on that, knowing that you were actually playing, historical people in history, but you also get to go, woo!
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like an Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter kind of thing, But I like that. Anytime you can take historical fiction and play with the characters, I think that's a lot of fun and adds a lot of weight to, because it gives, when you create something out of whole cloth, you have to introduce characters and you have to build up story. In this case, you can take historical characters and they already have some sort of backstory that you're familiar with, and you can just plug in all the other stuff with it. So it's interesting the way they do it. I enjoy it. I think it's great.
If you understand European history, you're like, oh, this is hilarious. They're redoing this part. And the King George is not insane at one point, and the great queen over here in Russia is like, yeah, cool, but no, she was, that's what I like. I mean, she's the most sane Russian queen, but either way, Now, again, going back to Toonami, what's it like to have so many shows with you as part of the TV and having people hear you every Saturday, Sunday morning,
I love it. I'll tell you why. Because I've been doing anime for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
But here in the last few years with Toonami being on Cartoon,
come back.
Yeah. Oh, and different. I did stuff on Cartoon Network that like Agami Got Kill and stuff like that.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I need to finally see it, but I know about it. I need to see
it's
it.
a fun one. But when you can do that on TV, you can actually impress your friends. Because I've been doing anime for 20 Cartoon Network. I'm actually somebody now.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the best part about it. That's the most convenient part about it.
Yeah. It's a lot easier than here. Have 18 million DVDs.
Yeah, here's 12 DVDs. Yeah, go watch these for 15 hours.
And then sit your butt and get numb.
Yeah.
So now, are there any upcoming projects you want your fans to know about at this time that you want them to check out? You know, like you said, you're working with the Whiskey Brothers, your stand-up. How can fans? What projects you want fans to know about at this time?
Yeah, I tell you what, go to praisewhiskey.com because we're doing a bunch of stuff with the Whiskey Brothers. We got some great stuff that's coming out in the next. And I'm always doing anime. I do it. You know, I'm still doing the voices. I don't even know what's coming out. I've done stuff in the last few months. I don't even know the titles of them that are going to come out. Yeah, I come in on a Saturday and record for 2 hours. But yeah, just keep buying anime, keep enjoying anime, and come to praisewhiskey.com and watch us do dirty jokes. It's a lot of fun.
And other than keeping up with you on your Whiskey Brothers stuff, is there any way to keep up with you online? And a message you want your fans to hear that are watching right now?
I'll tell you what, just enjoy anime. Go out there and keep plugging away at it. This conference, it's as big as it's ever been.
Yeah.
I'm going to conference. There's conferences, different cons. There's 4 or 5 a week now. Anime is blowing up bigger than it ever has. And this year, the Whiskey Brothers are going to start we're going to start visiting a few more cons and doing stand-up. We're bringing the anime, the sci-fi, the stand-up comedy, the podcast world. We're trying to bring all that in. And so just keep up with us on Praise Whiskey and find out where we're going to be. praisewhiskey.com.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Rob. It's been wonderful talking with you. Thank you so much, my friend.
You have a great con. Thanks a lot.